Welcome to this month's episode of Hempfield Happenings. I'm your host, Morgan Wilfong. This month, we focus on the unity and community from nonprofit organizations such as the Columbia Food Bank to fundraisers such as the Extra Give. All this and more on this month's episode of Hempfield Happenings. Impact Missions is devoted to refurbishing and refining Lancaster City houses and repairing the community. Vince Wazotsky went to find out more.
Here in the heart of Lancaster City, small organizations like Impact Missions team up with local churches and small groups to help refurbish and redefine houses in the community.
Impact Missions is a 501c3 interdenominational faith-based housing ministry in Lancaster County. We help families that are making less than 2 times poverty level. Most of the families we help are making less than $15,000 a year.
Impact Missions serves the community by repairing and restoring houses in the broader Lancaster areas. They reach out to local community groups for support in this effort.
We get volunteer groups from youth up through adults to come out and help us. We will provide the expertise, the tools, the materials so that the volunteers can just show up and provide the type of work that's needed to help the neighbor be able to live safe, warm, and dry in their home.
Impact Missions not only supports these neighbors in a positive way, but their very own volunteers.
It was nice to kind of take a break from my everyday life. Like over the summer, I work almost every day, and just taking a break and still working but doing something else was really nice.
Impact Missions work has helped many people, both in the past, future, and present.
We intervene with the individual's life. We build a long-term relationship with the individual. And so over 150 residents, neighbors are now giving back.
These relationships between homeowners occur right outside of our homes in Lancaster County, PA.
We've also rehabbed right around 40 houses in Lancaster City and one in Columbia, where it was sold to a low-income first-time home buyer. And then we've also started a store. It was out of the G.R. Mitchell's building down in Refton. And just this year we moved up here to Lee Tort, 634 Lee Tort Road.
But at the end of the day, when the final nail is hammered and the final screw is in place, it's a bigger message to Matt.
We got to start looking at things from others' perspectives and not just our own perspective.
Impact Missions will continue to provide an example of hospitality and kindness for all. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Vince.
The Columbia Food Bank serves the community of Columbia, Mountville, West Hempfield, and Washington Borough, making it the second largest food bank in the Lancaster area. Josiah Pletcher went to learn more about the food bank's operations.
Just add 1 can of chicken broth. Well, that's like I made a little thing of pea soup.
The Columbia Food Bank has been serving the community here in Lancaster for over 30 years by providing food for those in need. The Columbia Food Bank relies on many people to achieve their mission, one of them being Danielle Peters, the director of the Columbia Food Bank.
It started off as a hot lunch program here at St. Paul Episcopal Church in Columbia. The need became apparent that the community and the surrounding areas needed a little more help than just a hot lunch. So the Columbia Food Bank was born.
The Columbia Food Bank provides their clients with healthy meals. They rely heavily on others to keep their operations going.
The Columbia Food Bank is not government supported in any way. We exist on the kindness and the generosity of the surrounding community, and they are a giving community.
The food bank normally has over 20 volunteers, but due to COVID, they are down to about 10. I spoke to volunteer Tara Wright about why she volunteers at the food bank.
If we didn't volunteer and help places like the food bank, they wouldn't be able to get the food out to the community. And with the people in Columbia, there really is a huge need for the food bank.
The Columbia Food Bank is open Monday through Wednesday from 9:30 to 11:30 year-round.
Our clients can come in and get groceries from us once a month. We supply them with almost 50 pounds of groceries. And we're blessed enough that when we get not only food donations from the surrounding areas, but people will be kind enough to give us monetary donations. The monetary donations we utilize for things that aren't donated. That's how we pay for our meat. That's how we pay for the dairy products.
The Columbia Food Bank does something special during the holiday season for their clients.
Everybody around holidays should be able to celebrate it with family. And when you think particularly of the holidays, what do you think of? Food. That's what brings people together. Every client, in addition to their regular supply order, will get what we call a bird and a bag. They will get a turkey, and they will get a bag with all the fixings in it that you would have for Thanksgiving dinner.
Since 2010, the Columbia Food Bank has served over 20,000 people and provided enough groceries for over 430,000 meals.
So this is the place where people seem to come first. And once they're here and they realize that it is neighbor helping neighbor, we get stories that would break your heart. We had one older lady that called, and she said, I just want you to know I've got 2 boxes of mac and cheese in my cupboard. And my biggest decision today is whether that's going to be breakfast and lunch or lunch and dinner. We do a lot more than just put cans in a bag. We touch hands and we touch hearts. And any way that we can help these people, we do.
Providing food, friends, and help to those in need, the Columbia Food Bank is one of the many bright spots in the Lancaster community. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Josiah Pletcher.
The Extra Give is an organization that was created to help the community fundraise for those in need. Liv Anderson went to look more into the Lafayette Fire Company, which is helped by the Extra Give.
Lancaster's first responders do a lot to help out in the community, and the Extra Give is one way that we can give back.
This Extra Give event, hosted on November 19th, was a way to support and give back to the frontline workers of Lancaster who have provided so much to the community.
This year, we're teaming up with Lafayette Fire. Lafayette Fire and Lancaster EMS were separate agencies, but we respond mutually when there's emergencies that come up. We are out on the front lines 24/7, 365 days a year, responding to the medical care and transport of community residents. We've been busier than we ever have been. And so the Extra Give is really important for us because it's an opportunity where residents can give back that we have been giving to. So every dollar helps. The minimum donation this year is $10. $10 can go far when it adds up together multiple ways.
Something that the people within the community may not put much attention towards is the cost of equipment items within the medical field that are used to aid several people every day.
With the Extra Give, several of the things that a lot of individuals don't realize is the expense of our equipment that we use every day. Like this truck. This truck alone is about $120,000. That does not include the equipment inside, and I don't know if you can see, but those stretchers inside are about $18,000. So our Extra Give helps to offset some of that money as we refurbish and or replace old antiquated equipment.
Like many other organizations, LEMSA and Lafayette Fire had a lot of adapting to do once COVID hit. highly increased personal protection equipment added on to the major costs of the additional equipment.
Well, I will tell you, it was just like anything new to us. It took us a while to learn all the ins and the outs of the COVID. Our initial response was we could not respond. We had to respond. So what we ended up doing was we increased all of our PPE, personal protective equipment utilization, meaning we would all wear our masks back then before we knew what the virulence of the COVID-19 strain was.
LEMSA is a nonprofit organization, and any amount of money can help with funding to keep the services going.
As far as a price tag is concerned, it's pretty hefty. It adds up. It really does. And we're nonprofit. Just let the public know that we are nonprofit. We're not tax-based. And so every donation dollar that comes to us does help fund from top to bottom.
Now more than ever, Lancaster's first responders could use the extra help from the community.
For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Liv Anderson.
Schreiber Pediatrics is a physical therapy clinic here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania that helps out the community by providing services that not many others provide. Darian Rivard takes a closer look at how they benefit the community.
Hi, my name is Darian Rivard, and today I'm at Schreiber Pediatrics, which provides outpatient therapy for children and youth up to age 21.
Schreiber Pediatrics, which is a Lancaster-based organization responsible for providing therapy for children with disabilities, is a part of the Extraordinary Give. Dan Fink is the head of marketing and public relations at Schreiber and helps to provide some background info on why what Schreiber does is so important.
Well, we provide services that no one else provides to the level that we can do them. We provide physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech-language therapy, and we just added behavioral therapy about a year and a half ago. We have the tools and the staff here that can help any family that comes to us. And ability to pay is not an issue. We see everybody who comes through our doors who wants to access our services.
Schreiber has a major impact on the community, not only with the children that attend, but with those who work there or volunteer. Kayla Wazotsky provides insight on what she liked most about volunteering there.
Probably just the feeling of involvement and just that everybody was able to feel included and welcomed, and everybody was able to be themselves and not worry about any outside judgment. It also just made me happy to see the people I volunteered with have such a good time, and just seeing the joy that they had just gave me joy as well. I think Schreiber benefits the community in many ways, but mostly just being a safe space for people to come with different abilities. To all feel welcome, and it's a sense of friendship and community that they might not get elsewhere.
Schreiber Pediatrics will continue to provide a beneficial service to the community for many years to come. From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Darian Rivard.
Families everywhere need a community, and giving them the right resources to give them a home and the means to live is very important. Kira Miller reports on the Horizon Initiative to help better understand building a community in underdeveloped countries.
Food, shelter, and education, the three basic needs. Horizon Initiative takes a step forward to provide the needs to young children. I spoke to the founders to learn exactly how they empower the orphaned.
So Horizon is a nonprofit based in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but with a reach to the world. So we have micro communities, as we call them, in Guatemala, Honduras, and Kenya, with our mission at Horizon being to empower orphan children to self-sustainability. Obviously, we impact orphan children, but the beautiful thing is we get to bring in other people along that journey.
With the exception of 28 of the poorest countries in the world are in Africa. In 2012, 3.5 million children in Africa lost both parents, and another 28.6 million children were single-parent orphans, bringing the total number of orphans to 32.1 million, according to Children.org.
Our real differentiator from other peer organizations that are rescue and orphan children is what we call the inheritance model. So when our children get to the point of 18, 19, we offer them and we underwrite them one of three tracks. One is an entrepreneur track where we'll allow them to go back into their community of origin, and we'll build them a little hut. We will put up a greenhouse or a little chicken farm or something that they can be self-sustainable. Track 2 is academia. We will underwrite their university or college. And the third is vocational or polytechnical, which would mean we'll teach them a trade, welding, carpentry, something that lends well to the, to the culture and the opportunities.
Horizon, like many other nonprofits, needs your help to make sure they can continue to provide for those in need.
We have a board of directors, and each board of directors actually pays to sit on the board. So we raise a fair amount of money from that. We have a close group of benefactors that actually help underwrite all administrative costs so that our donors, when they give, 100% goes to the children. And then we have various programs. We have a big gala once a year that raises $600,000 to $700,000 plus dollars. And then we have some other events throughout the year that are fundraising events.
If you would like to get involved, go to empowertheorphaned.org. Click Start Here and become a trailblazer. From there, you can start the climb.
Getting involved with something is a desire that I have, like a passion when I talk to people, especially young people, where you need to align yourself with something greater. There's something within each of us that is a seed that we need to plant to harvest fruit for other people. So whatever it is, I'm always encouraging people to plug into something beyond yourself.
To know that you're out there having an impact on a child, even if it's one child, in our case it's thousands, but even one child, it's worth it.
Whether you're looking for purpose, direction, or community, Horizon Initiative welcomes you with open arms.
From Hempfield Happenings, I'm Kira Miller.
The Clare House, here in the Lancaster community, works to help struggling mothers and their children. Lizzie Pegg reached out to discover more details.
The Clare House is a nonprofit organization in Lancaster, PA that lends a hand to single mothers and their children by providing safety and security. According to the Census Bureau, 80% of the 10 million single families in the U.S. are headed by single mothers. 31% of these families were poor, 29% of these parents were jobless, and another 29% struggled to feed their family through 2020.
So Clare House is a transitional housing program for women with children who are facing homelessness. We offer supportive services, help them find housing and jobs so that they can build a more stable future.
When a family comes in, she will first meet with our case manager here. They're always working towards 3 goals. One is employment, and that could mean getting better employment, maintaining the employment she has, or finding better employment. Another goal is creating a savings account while she's here. We do have a requirement that 50% of their paychecks are going into a savings account, so then when they leave, they have a more stable foundation. And then our third goal is finding housing, which can sometimes start from day one, depending on which avenue they want to take with housing.
Not only is the Clare House strengthening these families, they're also strengthening the community around them by aiding the members that need a hand.
While we do work on the individual level with each family, what that does over time is we're building up this backbone in the community, so we have more financially stable mothers with children who can spend more time focusing on school and careers and things like that. So it's a slow build up to just really firm up the community.
I think just helping women and children get into more stable housing, that's how we benefit.
Since 1985, the Clare House has continued to offer homes, jobs, education, and support to aid single women and their children. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Lizzie.
Community could be as big as a state or as small as a school or even a club within a school. I'm here with Centerville Middle School Student Council to hear their opinions on community. How would you say Hempfield School District is a community?
We have a lot of things that the students can do and stuff like that, and so they feel welcome, and there's something for everyone.
Well, like Kristen said, Hempfield is very welcoming, I feel kind of, and it gives a lot of opportunities to the students who want to take them. Yeah, and in those senses, it's kind of a community.
Yeah, absolutely. But how are we as Hempfield community doing well? What are some things that we're doing well as a community?
Well, we've done some fundraisers, such as Toys for Tots and the food pantry. So we're trying to help and give to people in our community.
Yeah, that's great. How could we, as Hempfield School District, improve as a community?
I feel like in certain ways it's accepting, but then in other ways we're behind on being more welcoming and accepting to people that aren't exactly like us, like people of different communities and people that are just not like, don't have similar traits and similar personality to you. I feel like we could improve on how we interact with people just in general.
I feel like some people aren't comfortable talking about how they feel or how they're treated in the community. So, such as like, we have a social justice club who we always talk about like our reasons, but then again, people might not feel comfortable. So that's what we do in our community. We just help people feel like they're welcome and they're like, shouldn't be scared of talking about how they feel.
I think expressing ourselves more to each other and like trying to like, even though a lot of us may have differences, like come together still and unite.
Lancaster's community gathers for a game, specifically a game changer for one man and his family who need support now more than ever. Savannah Miller explores a recent charity hockey event that shows the graciousness of Lancaster's people. On November 12th, TMB Charity Hockey hosted an event to raise money for a good friend, Dominic Prince, who is struggling with kidney failure, and the community came together to support a bigger cause.
The head hosts of Kidney Domination, Tyler Hart and Brett Fisher, explain how they have a personal connection with the recipients, how Brett is good friends with Dom's fiance, and how they gave the family a chance at financial aid.
Just became good friends, hung out, kept going from there, and then Dom came into the picture, and then after a few years of getting to know him, he opened up about what was going on. It's personal, especially with this event. Good friends and family, and we just want to try to get awareness out for Dom and anyone else who might have to go through this struggle as well.
Dominic Prince has been struggling with kidney failure for the past 10 years, and it has changed his life dramatically.
It just rapidly accelerated over the past couple of years. It got really hard. I lost the ability to walk. I lost most of my muscle mass to low sodium, low potassium from the kidney failure. I can't use my hands anymore. I used to play guitar. And so I was in a really kind of a dark place going into this.
The people at the game were all focused on one goal, to help and raise money for Dominic and his family.
The entire hockey fan, local community, the players, NHL stars, former alumni came to support me and help draw a crowd for the event.
The members of the local hockey community gathered and were able to put together all the teams and fill the spots in 24 hours.
Hope to continue to grow and get bigger. That may not be as much of the case, but we have a bunch of, once again, talking about community, a bunch of wonderful friends that step up within 24 hours of us doing anything.
Though it has been a long journey, Dominic has finally found his new kidney match. He'll be getting one of his fiance's kidneys.
When they first said he needed a surgery, we talked about me getting tested, but we wanted to do that as a last resort because at the time we didn't know where would our son go, how and where would we recover. And about 30 people, I think, got tested and a lot got disqualified because it's really strict. And I got the call one day after going through almost a year's worth of testing. And they told me I was a match.
And I can't think of anybody else that I would rather share a body with.
When everyone gathered together as a community, the family explains how it was a big help and a blessing towards them and TNB hockey.
It was just incredible to see the community come together like that to support me.
The community around us has always been amazing. We've played with hundreds of different people over the years, and it just seems like anytime you ask for help, somebody will step up.
And you don't have to look far sometimes. You can just look in your close group of friends family.
This event has inspired Dominic to join the TMB hockey team where possible, and ultimately, the community helped raise over $7,500 for Dominic's kidney work and lifestyle changes.
It really kind of inspired me. I'm going to try to become more involved after my surgery with TMB charity so I can pay it forward to the next person.
As we seek out more people in need like Dominic, we must gather to show the kindness, thoughtfulness, and generosity community can bring. For Hempfield Happenings, I'm Savannah Miller.
This year is the 10th annual Extra Gift. McGuire Eunice got to check out this unique event native to the Lancaster community.
Just get things started. Once again, it's the Extra Gift Fest.
Today, I'm here at the 10th annual Lancaster Extra Give.
The Extra Give is a community fundraising event hosted by the Community Foundation in downtown Lancaster. Tracy Cutler is an employee of the Lancaster Community Foundation.
So today is the Extraordinary Give, and Extraordinary Give is the largest online giving day in Lancaster County. And so for this 24 hours only, people across our community, people across the country, in fact, are logging on to the website extragive.org, choosing from more than 500 local nonprofit organizations and making a donation. Every donation that's made on this day is getting stretched by a stretch pool that's come together thanks to our sponsors, so it means that every dollar that's donated goes farther. Days like Extraordinary Give are a way for communities to come together and celebrate. So Extraordinary Give is an online giving day, but it's really about a community celebration of giving. And anytime there's something that gives us an opportunity to come together, to celebrate something that is shared, like a community, like a place where people live and work, and a chance to be part of something bigger than ourselves is a real opportunity to think about how we can build a shared future together.
Usually, the Extra Give is held inside, but due to COVID, the Extra Give was moved outside. This year's Extra Give festivities included 3 bands, games, and dancing. Sir Dominic Jordan performed at the Extra Give Fest.
So for starters, I'm just a kid from Lancaster, right? I've been a few places. I've experienced a lot of things in my life that brought me back to this beautiful city and has provided me a lot of opportunities to be able to serve my community in different fashions. So that's literally how I got involved with Extra Give. I'd say maybe this might be my 3rd or 4th year with Extra Give. I just keep, growing and building partnerships in the nonprofit space here in Lancaster. I think it's really important for people from Lancaster County to realize how many nonprofits we have to serve the people here in the county.
Nonprofits per capita in Lancaster are among the highest in the nation. Lynn Jenkins was a welcoming volunteer at this year's Extra Give.
Every year, it just gets bigger and better. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we're outside this year, but we raise well over $10 million every year. Well, the Extraordinary Give is an extraordinary event hosted by extraordinary people in an extraordinary county. So there are, I think, over 525 or something like that organizations that are participating this year who need your help desperately. So I would just say come out, have some fun, support, whether it's $1, $100, or $1,000 or more. We'll take anything, and we'll be forever grateful to this community for what they've done for us in the past.
At the end of the 24-hour period, over 30,000 generous people donated over $15.8 million for 516 nonprofits.
From the center of the Extra Give, I'm McGuire Eunice reporting for Hempfield Happenings.
That's all for this month. Make sure to tune in next month. And for these stories and more, check out our YouTube channel at Hempfield Happenings.